In today's world, where appearances often overshadow truth, it's easy to judge others by superficial standards. Many men mistakenly believe that constant attention and availability will keep a woman interested. However, the reality is that true attraction requires a different approach. So when do women really start missing you? In this video, we'll reveal the powerful psychological triggers that 95% of men overlook but are crucial for building genuine attraction. Watch till the end to learn how the power of absence can make her crave your presence. The power of absence, why distance fuels desire. Let's begin by understanding one of the most potent yet frequently ignored principles in relationships, the scarcity principle. This psychological concept suggests that people tend to value things more when they're less accessible or harder to obtain. It's not just about physical items, this principle is incredibly relevant in romantic relationships as well. Think for a moment, what do you cherish more? Something that's always readily available or something rare and hard to get? The answer is obvious: scarcity creates value. When you're constantly available, you eliminate the possibility of being missed. Your presence becomes taken for granted because you're always there, always reachable, and always in her life through texts, calls, or just physically being around. Absence, a necessity for building attraction. Here's the key takeaway: when you're constantly available, she can never truly miss you. And the human brain needs contrast to appreciate things. Consider how much more you value sunshine after several rainy days, or how you cherish free time after a hectic work week. The same concept applies to relationships. When you're not always around, you give her space to miss you. She starts to reflect on the good times you've spent together, and her mind naturally focuses on those positive moments while glossing over any negatives. This is the power of memory. It amplifies the good and diminishes the bad, especially when those good moments aren't constantly available. Why high-value men often overlook this principle. Many men, including successful and high-value ones, misunderstand what women actually want in a relationship. They think that being available all the time, always texting back immediately, or always saying yes to plans will keep a woman interested. They believe that the more they're around, the more she'll like them. But constant availability leads to predictability, and predictability leads to boredom. When there's no mystery or excitement, attraction diminishes. Even if you have status, wealth, or looks, if you're always present, she won't have the space to appreciate your value. This is why creating emotional distance is crucial for long-term attraction. Imagine your favorite food, something you love eating. What if you had to eat that food for every single meal, every single day? Pretty soon, you'd get tired of it. The novelty would wear off, and you'd start craving something else. The same thing happens in relationships. If you're always there, the novelty fades and she starts to take you for granted, creating space without pushing her away. So, how can you apply this principle without appearing distant or uninterested? The answer lies in balancing availability and absence. You don't want to play games, but you also don't want to overwhelm her with your presence. Start by being mindful of how much time and attention you're giving her. If you're always the one initiating conversations or plans, take a step back and let her come to you. But don't do this out of manipulation. Do it because you're genuinely focusing on your own life, your own goals, and your own growth. When you're busy building your career, hitting the gym, or developing new skills, you'll naturally create space. That space allows attraction to thrive. It gives her time to think about you, wonder what you're doing, and miss your presence. When you give her that space, she'll appreciate your time and attention even more when you're around. The push-pull dynamic, mastering emotional tension. Now let's dive into another essential principle of attraction, the push-pull dynamic. This technique creates and maintains emotional tension between two people. It's not about playing games, but understanding the natural rhythm of attraction. The push-pull dynamic is exactly what it sounds like. The push is when you're giving her attention, engaging with her, and making her feel special. The pull is when you take a step back, give her space, and let her come to you. This creates an emotional roller coaster, and people are naturally drawn to emotional ups and downs. Just think about why dramatic TV shows or reality series are so captivating. It's the emotional roller coaster that keeps viewers hooked. This dynamic works because it creates a sense of uncertainty. When you push, you show interest. When you pull, you create curiosity. She starts wondering what you're up to, which triggers emotional engagement. She becomes more invested because she's unsure of where she stands, and this keeps her interested. Why push-pull is essential for long-term attraction. The push-pull dynamic isn't just for the early stages of dating. It's essential for maintaining attraction in long-term relationships as well. Even if you've been together for months or years, this dynamic keeps the relationship fresh and exciting. Over time, many relationships fall into routines where both partners become comfortable and predictable. While stability is good, too much predictability can lead to complacency and loss of attraction. In summary, understanding the balance between availability and absence, as well as mastering the push-pull dynamic, are crucial elements of maintaining attraction in a relationship. Focus on your own growth and create healthy space in the relationship. You'll find that she starts to value your presence more and will be more emotionally invested in maintaining the relationship. Remember, absence doesn't mean disinterest, it means creating the space for desire to grow.